My mom is so proud of us about the record label, by the way. She just thinks that that's so cool.
It is cool.
We are so cool.
I was actually working briefly last night with Kate because she had to memorize the books of the Bible from like Genesis through James 2.
Is that
So
crazy that I had like just sang that
yeah,
song?
so first I looked one up on YouTube, like a song, and then I was trying to create one, but she didn't like any of the songs we created. But just in all that practicing, we both memorized them all, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, so
I
yeah,
think Deuteronomy is like the coolest name for a book of a Bible. I used to say that instead of dude all the time when I was little, Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy. It's funny. Uh,
So I'm three iconic energy drinks in today.
oh my God, you're gonna have a heart attack.
So I'm doing a bubbly.
Well, that's good. Glad we're slowing down. Although I am on my third caffeinated drink of the day too, so there's that.
It says 0 watchers on Twitch, but I'm watching it, but I'm not, I'm watching it from like my personal account.
I see one
So
now.
Twitch is like against us then.
Oh, we
What
still
is
have
it?
to create
Yeah.
that video for when we're not there.
Oh yeah, totally.
I wonder if we might be able to clip something from this. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, cool.
I did a Trump, terrible Trump impression in my story.
Oh my gosh.
Not unlike any other that you've ever seen in a
It
national
does.
brokerage.
Brokerage the best.
Nobody's ever brokeraged harder.
I love it. I don't care who you are. That's funny. All right. Yeah, let's dive
Oh,
in. I'm
oh, I
excited.
should probably pull up the slides. How about you
Yeah,
get your
I'm
shit
just
together?
waiting on you.
I know, I'm like, what a great day. This is this is a wonderful conversation.
Got a lot done today. I know. Oh, we have a purpose for this one.
Yeah, how about that? Present arms. You don't know what that is, do you, Holly?
No.
It's a drill movement in the Marine Corps where you're like arms as your weapon, present
Oh,
arm.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, can we see MyRECo Revealed?
We can. I like it.
Okay, cool. So, welcome to my real estate company revealed. All right, guys, I
Big
think
mouth.
it's no secret or surprise to experienced agents that the industry is broken. There have been, huge antitrust lawsuits. There have been agents just switching brokerage after brokerage looking for, I guess, a home, looking for respect, right? Looking to be taken care of. All they want is to build their business with the right foundation. And we'll go in a little bit more on Holly and I's experience, but with our experience, we have had, I have this like weird light. My mirror in the background is not angled right, you guys. Um, so with our experience that we have really, we've really seen a lot. We've heard a lot from agents when, with our past two national brokerages that we were at, we have a big, damn it, Holly. We have a big, like passion for national brokerages and we want to see them succeed and we want the national brokerage that we're with to succeed. And when we were talking to agents about joining, they'd give us our pain points. And Holly, as a broker, as a staff member, she would have, all these pain points that she would tell me that these agents had. And then I would have these pain points that these agents had, from the boots on the ground standpoint, agent to agent, right?
Mhm.
And these are some of their pain points. They didn't want to feel like they were at an MLM, or somebody, some dude from California, riding high on a horse came in and recruited them, they felt like the most important thing in the world. They thought they were going to get all kinds of coaching, all this other shit. And then as soon as they signed on the dotted line, poof, that sponsor completely disappeared. Or, yeah, or that same situation, they named the wrong person. And then all of a sudden it felt like, it was some sort of weird mafia where they are in the wrong downline. They don't have access to any like local resources now. They're frozen out. It's a really toxic culture with this, MLM downline system. Also, when it became such like a recruiting heavy dream being sold, uh, the producers started to get just really resentful. Like, why are the recruiters the ones getting all the rewards with, real money, rev share, and I'm just getting stock that, may or may not be worth something in a few years when I have access to it. I'm a producer, I'm the one making the money, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, do you want to weigh in here, Holly?
Most agents that I know got into real estate to sell houses, not to recruit other agents.
I had never heard anything like this. I mean, these brokerages existed when I got my real estate license, but I never heard of anything like this until, I several years into having my real estate license, and then, a new shiny thing was thrown at me, right? I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, this is a new stream of income. And then it was sold to me like a retirement plan and all this other stuff.
Right. I think it's framed to solve the pain point of retirement and exhaustion. You can only, especially if you're doing real estate at a high level, you run out at some point. You just get tuckered out. And so it was sold as a solution to a problem, and then we've been in it and we're like, but really, like it's only solving the problem for 1% of people.
Yeah,
So how can we solve it for the other 99?
exactly. So, um, just a little bit about our branding. We didn't really list that as a pain point on the previous slide, but when we were recruiting to these other companies or listening to agents, one of the very first questions we were asked was, ooh, does this company's logo work with my brand colors? Does it work with my logo? So we developed the name My Real Estate Company, number one, to make our agents feel ownership of it. Like, it's not just our real estate company, it's your real estate company. We want the clients, the consumers, to feel like, hey, I went with my real estate company, my real estate agent. And then also we want our agents to be able to brand the my color, any color they want. And we specifically went with this vibe for a reason. It's a real nostalgic vibe, 70s, 90s. We went with like the soft fashion. And if you check us out on social media, you'll totally catch our vibe.
What we
So
stand for,
go
what
ahead.
we're building. Well, our mission, sustainable for us, profitable for you, that's the model.
hmm And we are a national brokerage where relationships, like, we're in it for the long game. Okay. That's what we feel drives success. So whether or not you join us, whether or not you do business with us today, guess what? You're still cool. We're still cool with you.
Right?
So here are our core values. Holly's going to tell us a couple of her favorites, I'm sure.
Yeah. I like, pivot fast, play smart, move fast, think sharp, never get stuck. So, we want to stay with the things that work. We want to find the right tools, but if we have to pivot, we do it fast so that we don't get further down, the wrong road. And built for relationships. We don't chase deals. It's not about transactions with our agents, transactions with our clients. It's about building those long-term relationships.
And we're not like an ego-driven company. Okay. So on the pivoting one, we do not get married to our own ideas. We want to hear from the agents. We want to hear what's working or what's not working. We definitely do make decisions, and we will do what's best for the company to uphold our core values and mission and vision. But if we do need to pivot on tech or something that's not working for our agents, we will absolutely do it. And with that said, radical transparency is super important to us. If there's something that we can, take we take it out from behind the curtain. We make sure that our agents and our staff understand what's the why behind what's going on as much as possible. We don't spin it. We don't spin something into being good if it's not good. We will just fucking tell you the truth and let you make your own decisions as a result of it. And business over buzzwords. I'll be honest, we used to have agent first as a core value because we do want you, the agent, to know that you are going to be so supported here. However, it became such a buzzword at other brokerages that it became to the detriment of other people, of other staff members, of other, like, it was just like of the law, basically, agent first, right? So we decided to say built for relationships instead. So we are not going to be over buzzwords. We are not going to be about buzzwords. We are going to be making sure that we can uphold all of our core values to the most literal sense. And we don't compromise on this list. If we hire you, collaborate with you, or serve you, this is our standard. Hi, I'm Sandy Lynn Burnett. Um, Holly and I are equal partners, equal owners in this brokerage. We started this together. We built this from day one, and we've put in a shit ton of hours and late nights and like legit blood, sweat, and tears into this. And I absolutely am so proud of what we're building. What's awesome about us is we are a true yin and yang, as you can already tell from our personalities. We're a true yin and yang, and our skill set is best set in these positions. So I am CEO. My background, I have a business degree from St. Ambrose University. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I also, so in the Marine Corps, I did basically the equivalent of a war planner. And in the government, I also continued that to continuity of operations. What would happen if there was a huge natural disaster? How would the government continue their operations, right? So I feel that with that background plus real estate background, that I can help scale our brokerage unlike any other. Holly?
Yeah, so what makes me, unique is that I have 7 years now as a state broker, multi-state broker. It's the broker of Iowa and even Illinois at the past brokerage. Coached other brokers, like seven across the country, on how to broker. So I feel like over the years I've really grown in the role and um, learn kind of what worked, what didn't work, have opinions on what I think could be better. Really heard from the agents firsthand on what they want, how they want to show up. And you kind of have to learn how to meet agents where they are sometimes, not just expect them to come to you. So, um, I don't believe any other C-level executive or co-founder of a company can say that they have agent and broker experience. And I do think it matters. I do think it matters because a lot of the other founders of places don't have that hands-on experience. They're business people or they've owned other businesses or whatever, but it's just different, So, but I love being here and excited.
They're out of touch, guys.
Yeah.
So we know that we can build what you want. And every agent that has come here has felt so supported. They're so excited. They just feel like they've never been more supported. They feel like they've never been more seen for their needs. The first thing that we did was hire a CFO. I've got Holly to thank for this. This was one of her brilliant ideas. Mark Kearney, he's amazing. He's led many startups into billion-dollar companies. And so that's foreshadowing for us. So let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Here are our fees and splits. We wanted to keep what works with what we saw with these national brokerages and fix what's broken. Okay, so we've got an 85-15 commission split, $15,000 annual max once you've paid in your 15K. You keep every dollar after that for your split. $189 monthly fee gets you your website, which is Luxury Presence, CRM, which is Follow Up Boss, like nothing but the best here at my real estate company for our agents. Marketing Center, which is Canva, tools, support, E&O insurance, which we'll talk about that as well. Everything's included. And then a flat transaction fee on every single transaction. So you don't have to like get nickel and dime with like a broker review fee, an admin fee, a franchise fee, like all these little fucking nickel and dime things. Just 250 per deal, not some random, crazy percentage on the sale price or anything like that. Nothing to calculate. And a $299 one-time join fee. And if you are a United States veteran, that will be waived because we want to give back.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
All right, so a couple things that we're doing differently at my real estate company. Unlimited personal deals. So just the $250 flat transaction fee. Coming soon, like within the next 30 days soon, we will have our health insurance up and running. So we offer 3 different plans, so you can pick the plan that's best for you and your family. Property management is not a hard no. So if you're watching this and you own a property management company or you're currently operating a property management division somewhere else and you're interested in talking to us, we are open to having that conversation. NAR membership is not required. So again, we believe in NAR's mission. Most agents are a member of NAR, but there's special circumstances where you don't need to be a member of NAR. So we can have that conversation and tell you how we worked that out. And then most importantly, I feel like company paid E&O. This truly covers you. It actually extends to your sellers for 180 days, up to $25,000. There's actually ways to extend it even more, but that's all included at no extra cost. So peace of mind for you, peace of mind for them. And we're really excited to offer that.
And before we started this brokerage, we met with lots of different broker owners. We wanted to, ask them basically what's their backstory, before we started a brokerage, I'll be honest, we didn't want to have to start a brokerage. We would have rather joined another brokerage that had the right tools and things for agents and helped them build. We didn't want to have to do this. But when we learned every, founder's backstory, we noticed a trend. It was, run by outsiders, dropouts, or rich people that had no idea, no real estate background, right? So again, we have produced at the top and led from the trenches. And we really feel that that's why we've nailed what like agent pain points. So a little more about our model. Real ownership that means something. This is Holly and I so far have set aside 25% of our ownership stake in this brokerage for agents and staff, because we want the staff to be super motivated to just very much cater to the agents. All right. So you, the agent, have an opportunity to earn real ownership stake, and think of it more like a country club membership, like an equity stake in this brokerage. It doesn't matter whether we go public or not. Okay. You are earning a piece of the brokerage. And as long as the brokerage keeps growing in value, your piece is doing well, right? And that is a real retirement plan. Doesn't matter how many people are in your downline or not, like none of that stuff matters anymore. This is what's going to matter. Then we've got, profit that stays in your pocket because we're lean by design. We've got the clean splits, the flat fees, no hidden fees or cuts. It's just very lean by design. And our business, our brokerage is already profitable. We are not in debt. And we're only a few months in. Okay. So I don't know how many other businesses can say that, how many other startups can say that only a few months in. We are self-funded. We are completely debt-free. We're very proud of that. We want to teach our agents to do the same. And we did this by not committing, unrealistic promises to agents that we have to take back later or push weird verticals or other weird companies and force that upon agents, force those relationships upon agents. We want to do this right with you guys. That leads into relationships over politics, right? You have direct access to us, real accountability, no clicks, none of that bullshit, and trust built to last. Every agent that leads into 4, support that actually shows up. Holly invented this. We use Slack. That'll be on a different slide, but we use Slack. Every single agent has their own individual support channel in Slack with direct access to their managing broker, leadership. I am in every support channel as the CEO. Holly is in every support channel as the COO. So these agents use the crap out of these channels. They absolutely love their support channel. So we have built for scale without the chaos. We are very serious about our SOPs. We really are laying down the structure from the very beginning. And this is why, I did a story right before this webinar, and I said that a lot of agents, when we present to them, they're like, why are you not like screaming this from the rooftops and really trying hard to recruit? And our answer is because we wanted to lay down the foundation and we didn't want to grow so fast that we couldn't handle agents. Our support and for agents to do their job for their clients and make you look so good for your clients is of our utmost. And so that's why. And guess what, guys? No downlines, no traps. We are not an MLM. I just really want to stress that. You are not going to be on a hamster wheel of recruiting, or there's no pyramid where you have to keep some tiers unlocked or anything. There are rewards when you do invite agents, but it's a different type of system. Okay.
Mhm, mhm. Introducing my credits. So, we're going to be rewarding agent momentum. And so, not just at closings, but doing things like showing up, engaging in your local association, doing open houses, posting online, um, inviting agents, and then you get to pick the reward. So, we won't decide what benefits you want, is it sign installation? Is it a car wash in your community? Is it taking your significant other out to dinner? Is it saving up for a 1 week cruise?
I
So
actually
we're
like for that.
taking
Isn't that pretty?
that
ChatGPT made
is,
that
oh,
for
I
me.
like it.
I didn't even have to change it. That's what dad made that. And I was like, all right, I'll just put that in the deck. I like it.
I like it. Exactly. No, that's perfect. I mean, really that sums it up. So we're
Holly
building a
and I,
library of
yeah,
rewards.
we were up late one night and we invented this program because we were like, you can't control if you have a closing next month, but you can control the actions you take in your business today, right now. You can control if you make a phone call, if you talk to a buyer, a seller, an agent. You can control these conversations that you have, your social media postings, hosting open houses, these money-making activities that are so hard to motivate yourself. So we were like, how can we give these agents these mini dopamine hits for doing these little tasks that add up to, drum roll, real rewards, right? That you can, cash in on later down the line. So we just, we're really excited to roll this program out and give this to you guys.
Except he put a part of instead of opportunity. Did you
What did it
see?
say? No. Oh,
Oppor-
damn it. Crap.
That's like the only error though. Maybe we can fix it. Okay.
That's so
So
good.
that's the point, though. We're invite only for a reason. We really want agents that take their business seriously, and agents that show up. And we just want that kind of culture. And I know it's like, if you've been around the block and you've been in any brokerage, you know what I'm talking about. We want the agents that show up, that engage, that produce, that give back without expecting anything in return. We don't want just like lame asses.
We I guess the biggest message we can get across to you is we will protect you. We will protect your reputation. Okay. And that's what we want at my real estate company.
Great way to put it.
So, spoiler alert, I said earlier that we use Slack. It's used by 77% of Fortune 100 companies. And when you are invited to join our brokerage, you'll get so sick of hearing me say that we run our business like a business. We do not do this brokerage running it just the way that every other brokerage runs a brokerage just because it's the way we've always been doing it. We don't believe in that. So we believe in running this like a business. And so 77% of Fortune 100 companies use Slack. So that's what we're going to do. And our communications are so efficient on the inside. Holly and I have, basically invented a very amazing proprietary compliance system right inside of Slack. I actually, Holly, this didn't make it in the deck this week. However, I did make a whole video for Start My File, and it'll just be like playing in the background next week. That's my idea for next.
Nice. I love it.
So what it is though is, every single, again, as an agent, you'll have your own support channel. Also, there's like, water cool. It's just where you talk with other agents, and every single transaction, you'll have your individual transaction channel. You can have all your emails just automatically forwarded for that single transaction into that channel. You have an immediate line to your compliance, your broker, anybody that you need, your TC, anybody you need to talk to just for that transaction. You don't have to be like, at these other companies when they're like, can you give me the address, when you guys are talking back and forth every single time. That's the first question they ask. And you won't ever have to experience that here because you'll just be asking in the exact channel that you have the question on. And it's everything so organized and awesome. And then you have a beautiful trail for compliance later on.
Yes. Did you see me playing with the what's it called? The huddles today?
Yes. And I wrote you back actually saying that
Oh,
I could read those AI notes. That's awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
Because we haven't had a chance to mess around with all the AI features. So I'm very excited about that.
I know, because we have a, exciting new broker joining soon. And so we were testing it because it's going to be so great to have conversations in specific channels when you need to talk to somebody, but have it recorded so everyone can reference it and summarize. It's going to be great.
Well, speaking of, I guess I'll play this again since we were just chatting,
Yeah.
but speaking of, videos running in the background, I think I'm going to do that more. This is luxury presence for, if you know, and it's crazy that we didn't know. And what Holly and I have made the commitment to do for our agents in this brokerage is always, always, always do our research. What do we think is the very best system to offer our agents, right? So for, communications, Slack, we found that to be the very best. Follow Up Boss. We haven't had any agents, say anything terrible about Follow Up Boss, and it syncs really well with everything, right? Then comes Luxury Presence, which is another feather in Holly's cap because we were, I guess going down a different path. And then she's like, let's interview one more company. And neither of us had ever heard of it, right? We had only heard of like the basics, the ones that everyone else had ever heard about. And this is like way more expensive, a huge step above, and it is so beautiful. And I need to put our app video in here now that we've launched our app too. But
Yes.
what's the app called? You want to announce it, Holly?
My property search, she says.
You're the developer on it.
I know. Well, we wanted to do one name and then it got all crazy. Let me just check my phone here really quick. My property match.
So
My property match.
we're very
Downloadable now in
organized here at my
Apple.
real estate company.
What?
So we're very organized here at my real
We
estate
are. No, I just there was like three or four names still in my head, but it's my property match, okay?
company. All
So
right.
we are, I've been running these daily coffee chats every day for like 3 years across now three brokerages. And it's really important, I think, to be available and accessible to agents during set hours. So every morning we get together, it's either a casual convo or it's one of our live trainings, either contract training or some sort of like business builder or diving more into one of our benefits. And then, products. And then we are also in this Zoom room every day, Monday through Friday from 10 to 2 at a minimum or by appointment. And our agents just love it. We're accessible through their support channels, through Zoom. I mean, they can bring all of their ideas and questions every morning at 10 Central. And hear not just what I have to say as the broker, but like have other people experience this? Do other people have ideas? And it really, I think, is the foundation of our culture.
I think this is really important to say as well, is the yin and yang that Holly and I have fuel a lot of the foundation for the brokerage, because I bring the agent perspective and then Holly brings like the broker compliance perspective. So, when we were picking an e-sign platform, when we were picking a compliance perspective, platform, when we were, talking about Zoom, we had a conversation about Zoom this morning. When we talk about these things, it's so great, because what's the right thing for the agents? And also, is this manageable for the staff to properly serve the agents? It's great. So we made sure to have office hours in Zoom, and these office hours will expand as our staff expands. But we felt it was very important. These agents, they think I need an office, right? And I haven't had an office since 2018. I've saved so much money, not wasting money on an office, right? And literally, like the first two times somebody asked about my office, I stumbled through my words back in 2018. And this is 2018. This is before anybody had ever heard of like a virtual brokerage.
Yeah.
And
For
so
COVID. And
exactly. And now I am so confident by being like, oh no, like if I had an office, that would be the dumbest thing ever, because I would not be out, helping you, writing contracts, making money. Like I would not be productive. I just know I wouldn't be. I would be hanging out, gossiping, drinking coffee, like doing all that dumb shit that I used to do when I had an office, my own office that I painted and had my little fucking furniture in and everything. Like it was, to me, I did not find value in it. And when I switched to virtual, I have never built stronger relationships with these agents. And like Holly and I joke, because when we see each other in person, we like barely know how to like communicate or speak to each other. We're like, hey, all right, whatever. Can we just go back to Zooming together? Because that's how we get along the best. Um, but we love our virtual relationships. And some of these agents I had only met for the first time recently, but I felt so close to them and things like that. So my point is that with all of that other experience that we had, we knew that it was important that agents be able to come in anytime, between 10 and 2, a set number of hours, and be able to have somebody greet them face to face, know that they can get a human being to help them with what they need. So we got you covered. Did I
you
take long
covered.
enough to explain that?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
So we love doing events. That's one of our specialties, and we're very We want to bring consistency when we scale nationally. Okay. Consistency with your expectations state to state with managing brokers and your expectations with events. So, what everybody can expect at a My Real Estate Company event would be that at a minimum, a professional photographer will be there. Why? Because agents love getting, impromptu free headshots. They love getting, some shots for social media, stuff like that. It's so easy to invite agents to that. Um, you can expect to get, some sort of goodie bag. No, nobody leaves empty-handed. And then our sponsors will always get sponsor snapshots delivered to them after the fact, stats about the event, like what did their sponsorship get them, right? And the sponsors have been loving how we operate at our events. So this is an example. We started the first annual my real estate company, my annual summer vacation. And this is like an actual picture of the pavilion we had in the background, not an actual picture of the food truck, but we did have an amazing food truck that, that was all free. So this whole event was free to agents, right? Free food out of the food truck, games, bubbles, face painter, DJ, photographer, videographer. Like, it was like a fucking amazing time. Everybody brought their families, like the kids are running around, like went swimming in the lake. We're on all the playground equipment. It was just an amazing, amazing time. And they were like, what's the point of this event? And we were like, the point of this event is that everybody, the second you get a real estate license, like we were talking about before, I joined, I started real estate so I could buy and sell houses, right? I didn't know that my phone would ring off the hook from a bunch of scammers. I didn't know that, like, all these different things, like my info would be sold. And I didn't know that every single person would have an ulterior motive when they talk to me as a real estate agent.
Mhm.
So we wanted to create one event called my annual summer, like my summer vacation, right? That they could just let their hair down, have an amazing time, and nobody wants anything from them. Just hang out. So
It was fun.
that's
Looking forward to next year.
yes.
So, with all of our time in real estate, we know one of the most important things to agents is getting paid and getting paid timely. So, the first thing we did was we figured out same day ACH payments. So, as long as we got your paperwork and your file was approved by 1 o'clock, you have funds in your account by the end of the day. Then we were able to find a partnership and we now have 60-second payments. There's nothing that makes me happier than initiating a payment and then being like, check your account. And they're like, oh my God, it's already there. Like, it just like warms my heart. Like, we love nothing more than paying our agents and having them get instant access to their money.
And we've done those like live on social media and stuff. It's been really fun.
Yeah. And then MyCortex. MyCortex is our proprietary AI. He's been built to answer our questions about my real estate company and help our agents. He's also in our myrealestateco.com website and available to answer your questions and your clients' questions. So he's constantly being trained and educated.
And then I still have to put a few extra slides in here, but we just unveiled our in-house transaction coordinator program. So again, that's an in-house transaction coordinator, meaning that, that's somebody that's actually held accountable. And everybody's very excited to be using TC services that, she's plugged in with Slack. She's plugged in with all of our compliance systems. We have a whole, system set up. So if you have questions, you can ask about that. Anything else, Holly? I know I'm missing stuff.
Well, if you're one of the first 100 agents to hit your company maximum, you get a little extra perk, a little
Yep.
extra ownership in the company. So we just had our first agent actually hit her max, so that's exciting. So there's 99 spots left. Don't delay. Um, what else?
99 shots and something ain't one. We gotta figure out like
That's funny. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that's good for tonight. If you have questions, reach out. You can text us at our company number, 712-264-5678. Reach out to one of us or whoever sent you this webinar after the fact. We're here to help. And if you're a nerd person who wants to see numbers, we can ask Mark to get you whatever you want as far as projections and stuff.
and I just want to say our website to join is join.myrealestateco.com for the application. So if somebody did invite you to join, you can put who invited you there. And also, if somebody did invite you to watch this webinar and invite you to join, that means that they think very highly of you. Because obviously we want people that are like real winners here. You don't have to be like a huge producer or anything. You just have to have the right attitude, right? So join.myrealestateco.com is our app. And I just want to make that clear. And we are at My Real Estate Co. everywhere on social media.
Yes, we are. All
Close
right.
us out.
All right. When in doubt, reach out, message us if you need us. We are here for you. We all started this morning with a blank slate at 0. So go have a real estate conversation with a buyer, a seller, or an agent today. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.